Impossible or Beyond?
I'm cool with either as long as it's in front of me. I'm down.
Same.
Kind of
Did
like
you try the
genders.
Burger King? Did you try to get Burger King one?
Yeah, I gotta be honest, I don't remember what a Whopper tastes like to begin with.
Fair.
But I do remember what a solid fucking burger tastes like. And when I make them at home, that's what the Beyond and Impossible tastes like. I think the Impossible Whopper is wonderful for someone like me that travels a lot and there's not always plant-based options available. It's awesome.
Let me cut in right there. I had an Impossible Whopper like 2 days ago. Maybe it's just the Burger King I went to, but they definitely use the same fucking grill.
No, they have been.
It has a machine.
They have been.
It's a machine, bro.
It's
like
the little conveyor belt.
Dude,
Oh, okay.
It's like hella upsetting to like hardcore vegans, like people that are vegan. I'm plant-based and I love that I get to help the environment and all the beings on the planet. But I am plant-based because of my battle with Crohn's disease and also because, sometimes I have a heart and so I think it's better not to eat living beings, but whatever.
Right.
Hold on,
Not a
whoa,
preacher.
living beings, or you mean
Like
because I was definitely thinking human beings. I was like, whoa,
Humans?
time the
Like,
fuck
hold
out.
on, Val. I support everything you do.
I was like, we eat people.
Oh man. Yeah.
No, but I'm not going to get into the debate over
Yeah,
why
I
we should
know.
or should not eat animals, but I am going to
Nah,
say
we
it is.
we eating humans on this bitch.
Yeah,
You know
fuck it. Scheduled
what's
for
good?
one human. Let's eat
Yeah.
it.
And what's good about Val is that Val never judges me when I get my chicken tacos or whatever that is, my waffle taco.
Yeah,
never
your
judges
chicken
me.
and waffle tacos.
Yeah, never judge me or any time I go to the pizza place to get a slice of pizza.
Yeah. And I'm like, hey, you're going to Demo's, grab me the vegan slice. They have so many vegan
Yeah.
options. And he's like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. And then he comes back and he has like a pizza,
Yeah.
just like
Okay.
every single kind of meat.
Val-
And then
Val-
also humans.
See, Val's out here eating Soylent Green and shit.
Yeah. No,
Which is
it's
good.
soy.
Which is good.
It's
by the
soy,
way.
man. Soylent Green.
Soylent
It's
Green
soy.
Soylent Green is made of people. No, I'm kidding.
No, it's
nah,
made
my
of
friends
soy.
give me, my
question
friends don't. Yeah, my friends don't give me shit because well, they used to, but I've and then I purposely sneak like veggie shit into their meals, and they get like mad at me because I season it and they don't know the difference. So because I can cook.
Look, straight up, as long as you know how to cook it, it's going to taste the same. Because I have made so many things for people, and I used to be like a hardcore meat eater. Like, I used to eat. So at Kuma's Burger in Chicago, they now have vegan options on the menu.
By the way,
They used to not.
I want to say this before I drunkenly forget. I am coming to Chicago next year. That's guaranteed. Fuck that.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I'm fuck all out. All out next year. Even if I don't get tickets, I'm gonna come up there.
All right, cool. Well,
Fuck.
we'll make it happen.
Yeah.
So how about we do this? Val, you were at All Out. I want you to tell us about your personal experience because I was listening to the Mary Marks podcast and I was listening to Shannon and Richards.
I'm gonna top off the Jameson. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I was listening to what they were kind of, describing their experience, and it kind of echoed a little bit to what I kind of experienced at All In. But the difference between me and Shannon and Richard is I'll be ready to fight a motherfucker in there. So I didn't personally have any run-ins with the neckbeards. They were definitely in tenfold at All In.
Well,
how were they?
I mean, there's
there?
a reason why the very second line that I wrote up for our news bits, like just things like in case we needed ideas to talk about. The very second line is, there's still homophobes, racists, and bigots alive and well in wrestling fandom. Ugh.
All right, I'm back.
That should have been the first one, but I feel like a person almost, dying because of a spot was maybe something to talk about, but.
Yeah. I'm with it. Let's, well then, fuck it. Yeah, so I guess we'll start with All Out. You were there. You experienced what I thought
What episode is this?
I don't even fucking
We are
know.
back, motherfucker.
I'm gonna have
this
to
is episode 65?
Hi, girl, you drunk. There's no
I
way
don't
it's
know.
65.
Hold on, whoa. I'll check.
Yeah, what?
I'm not that drunk because I actually hadn't said the N-word like that many times. Episode 63.
63. Okay, cool.
All right. Because I was like, nah.
Yeah,
we're not counting the 1 minute thing I put last week. Just letting people know that we will return.
Yeah, the last one was episode 62. Raw Reunion got it wrong. So
okay, yeah, okay. So I guess this will be episode 63, and like I was saying, I thought All Out was a good show. Thought it was good. A lot of people on Twitter didn't agree with me saying WWE UK was better than All Out to me personally, but I thought it was a good show. It was definitely.
What I realized here, I'm sorry, Pat. What I realized here, a lot of people don't fuck with UK wrestling, and I gotta tell those people,
it's crazy.
You guys fucking suck.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the thing. I think that people are just like oblivious to it because they just think it's just these teeny little islands, that are like But dude, there are some serious powerhouses, and the passion of the fans, the passion of the promoters and the performers. Like, it's just, I love UK wrestling. Like, if I didn't have such a crazy busy, like during the winter months, that's what I do is I watch a ton of wrestling. But, during the summer, I'm working a ton of Cubs games. I'm working a ton of festivals, my Disney addiction, you know what I mean? But
tell me about it, Val.
Progress is obviously probably the largest and most well known, but I mean, so much wrestling in the UK. Like, one of my goals is to make it just to the Fringe Festival, because there's like wrestling all the time, and like Colt Cabana does his show like every night reviewing wrestling with different comedians, and it just seems like right up my alley. But I think that the NXT UK Cardiff, now I didn't watch it as intently as I watched All Out because I was physically at All Out.
Yeah.
But wow, that whole thing was really good. That entire pay-per-view.
There was not one match that I wasn't into, like really into.
For Cardiff.
Yeah, for Cardiff. Like,
same.
Like there was 3. Now we're holding off one. All Out happened later that evening. Royal Quest was first. New Japan Royal Quest
also
was first.
came. I'm sorry, Shaggy. It also came from the UK, didn't it?
Yeah, but the stream was really, really bad, so I have not caught up on it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Although I heard that my future ex-husband, not Sabre Jr., but Minoru Suzuki Capone, I heard that he had like a 7-star match or whatever. I definitely need it.
It's Minoru. Like, that man's scary. So like,
dude, I'm telling you, I love him, and people don't understand why I love him so much, because he's fucking scary, and that's what I want from a wrestler, especially when you're 50.
Exactly. No, and I didn't see Royal Quest. So if you're looking for me for the Japanese coverage, unfortunately, I do not have you on this. I apologize.
No, you good. Look, it was just so much shit going on, dude.
I'm actually really apologizing to the people.
Oh, okay. Just fuck me. People. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. But no,
man, love wins.
But like, but seriously, like, I didn't catch Royal Quest, but like, just going off of what Val was saying, nah, man, there was all the matches I was actually equally into. I figured if I had to take one, I'll say I wasn't fully 100% invested in the Kylie Rae, sorry, and
match. No, Kaylee Ray.
Kaylee Ray, so I was right.
Ray.
Thank you.
Yeah. Her first name is Kay, then it's Lee, then it's R-A-E.
Okay, thank you.
I'm sorry, then it's R-A-Y.
Because I said Kaylee Ray, and then I wanted to say, no, that's wrong. This is Kylie Ray. No, that's not right.
Kaylee Ray. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you, madam.
I got you.
Yes, that was the only match that I wasn't really into, because I seen Tony have. Part of me really wish that was Jenny in that place. But I mean, it's still, I guess, they grew up together, and their storyline, it was a good storyline. But what I'm getting at is, all the matches were fucking solid. One match I thought would be match of the night got shitted on by 2 other matches, and it was just a great show.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing top to bottom was super enjoyable. I've watched it multiple times, and I just, I was watching it earlier today. I just had it on while I was doing other stuff, and I didn't even have the volume on. I was just watching it and zoning out, and it just was so good. I mean, so good.
Pat, what was your other opinion on that one?
On that show, I didn't see it.
Oh, word? You haven't seen? You didn't see that?
I haven't. No, I didn't see that.
Jesus.
Wait, then how did you say that it was better than All Out?
All right, I started watching UK at when Cesaro took on
Ilya Dragunov.
Yeah, Dragunov. Yeah. So I didn't catch that match, but I did catch everything after that because I believe that was the second match. And
Wait,
the only reason,
did you miss your boyfriend Noam Dar?
yes, I did.
Oh,
Bro,
God, that was a good one too.
Yeah, that was a really good one. I didn't think he was gonna win, and he won. I was like, I'm fucking excited.
That was a
You know
kicker.
what? I'm gonna have to go back and fucking watch. I didn't know.
Good.
Yeah,
like...
that match was better. I'm used to Travis Banks is one of the bigger. He was actually Progress. Actually, both of those are both of him and Noam Dar were fucking previous Progress champions. Noam being like one of the first 5 of Progress champions, and that's just my Progress knowledge. But that was actually really that I was thinking. Okay, so Travis Banks is probably gonna win this match, and I just hope he has a good match, and he fucking wins. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah. So
yeah, it was really good, Patrick. You would like it, I think, a lot.
I want to check that shit out.
I'm
sleep.
Yeah, you sleep. Real quick, I know we're gonna kind of talk on All Out real quick. Let's just say since we brought it up here, Noam Dar versus Travis Banks. You had visiting Cesaro take on actually Dragunov.
Yeah, that was sick too.
Yeah, that. Now I knew about Dragunov watching from Progress too, so I was really hyped to see him. I actually thought that Cesaro was gonna team up with Cassius and have a tag match for just bring back the Kings of Wrestling for like another night, but they didn't do that, unfortunately. But what we got was something better, and Dragunov stepped up. I'm like, yo, let's fucking go. And that fucking match did not disappoint. I actually thought Dragunov was gonna beat Cesaro, but
that uppercut will get you every time, bro.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh
brutal.
My god.
I tell you, so I started doing kickboxing, and that's like the combinations. That's my favorite one is when you just like clock an uppercut. I mean, I'm not competing. I'm just training just to get back in shape. But like, wow. It's every time I do that, I'm like, Cesaro. Roll like Cesaro.
Yeah, that one was my favorite match. I say was because the match after that was the tag team, with the triple threat tag team. That was
Mark Andrews, Flash Morgan Webster. They were a team against Gallus.
Gallus and Grizzled Young Vets.
Right, who are the current,
former.
Right, I was like, they were the defending.
Yeah, defending champions in that, and they're my boys, and I wanted them to win. However, I was a fan of everyone in this match, but man, that match had no reason to be that good.
Right.
Because usually triple threat tag matches can go
kind of
really, kind of like left. But man, and I want to say, I'm gonna give them props here now, and I'm gonna give them props towards the end. The crowd helped make that match.
Yeah.
Well, but again, that's one of the first things that I love about UK wrestling is the crowd is so into it between all the chants. And I mean, there was people freaking out over Noam Dar's little pinky thing that he does. I mean, it's just
no pinky, no party.
No pinky, no party. But I mean,
you know what? I'm gonna have to. As soon as we're done with this, I'm watching that. As soon as we're done, I'm watching it.
And if you're not familiar with the Grizzled Young Veterans, both Zach Gibson and James Drake are solid fucking dudes. And I mean, I think we already know that
Liverpool's number one.
Exactly.
Yes,
I think it's already been established that Gallus is a formidable team of Mark Coffey and Wolfgang.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're just a snidey little brute. I mean, not
they were your heavyweights.
They're definitely the heavies.
They were definitely your heavyweights. They were your bruisers. You had your high flyers, your bruisers, and you had your technicians. But hey, man, Zach Gibson, the ring IQ on this dude, man.
Intense.
I'm sorry, not the ring IQ, ring awareness. Because holy shit, when I thought the match was over and he pulled the ref out of the ring.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love that spot. I loved it. I fucking loved it.
I was kind of surprised with that they had him be the pin, and B, that it was Flash Morgan Webster. Honestly, I just kind of thought that they were putting more stock in Mark Andrews. Out of the two of them, Flash Morgan Webster definitely has like the shtick and the gimmick and the British mod and all that. So I was kind of surprised that Webster ended up with the pin, but fuck yeah, like each one of those tag teams is awesome in different ways. And so the three of them together, like Shaggy said, a lot of times, the triple threat tag situation can go sideways, but it was solid throughout. It was really, really good.
That was a good fucking match.
Yeah, that was really good. I mean, the ending and everything. Even though I was obviously I'm bummed at the ending, but I was still like putting my bias aside. That was fucking great. Then you had the women's title match that we just covered. That was Toni Storm and Kaylee Ray. Now,
and the other brother Coffee versus Mastiff.
Oh my god! Oh
yes.
my god!
The ring break spot. Oh my god, dude!
That was unintentional, and I know it was unintentional because how the ref looked.
Either that or like, Academy Award goes to.
Yeah, that exactly. The ref, and when the ref looked, and when oh man, not Coffee.
Dave Mastiff.
Yeah, when Mastiff looked, he looked at him like, bro, what happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what happened? And he's just like, fuck it. He just kept going on. I'm like, yo, this is the greatest fucking big man match that I can watch right now.
Yes.
And people, how did y'all feel about okay, so Pat, you said you didn't see that? You said you saw everything after the tag, correct?
No, I saw that match. I did not like the ending. That's what you're
my question. That was my question. Val, how do you feel about that ending? The match's ending. How did you feel about it? You didn't like it?
I mean,
I was gonna say, am I the only dude that liked that ending?
I just feel like I don't know. I feel like it was like this big crescendo and not as much of a payoff as I want. I don't know what I was looking for.
So
what it was.
Let me give y'all my side of the story.
Okay, here we go.
It's not bad. I'm gonna just keep it short, dude. So Joe Coffey was getting his ass kicked the entire match. The one time, I mean, Mastiff was beating the shit out of him like he owed him money off rip.
But that's kind of what Mastiff does.
Yeah, it's definitely what he does, and he was definitely just tossing dude around like a rag doll. Joe Joe gets his opening, and because Mastiff just takes him off and just dumps him off the side. They're both down. They're both getting up. Joe Coffey, being once again, like just having a ring IQ, fucking just knocked him over and just said, fuck it. Like, nah, you're not using yourself to pick yourself up. I'm gonna get up for you. That's some heel shit right there. That is some old school heel shit. Stay down. And if one of us is gonna get up, I'm gonna cheat. It's exactly what he did. He said, hey man, no, you can't get up on your own without using this. Fuck you. That's how I took it. Of course it's gonna piss you off, cause you wanted to kind of go another way. You wanted somebody to be kind of down for the count. We also live in a world where a motherfucker got counted out via duct tape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that was just I like thinking outside of the box, no pun intended.
Hey, production box. Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
So yeah, that was great, but I think we need to talk about the greatest match to ever happen on UK soil. Fucking Tyler Bate and Walter. I think this is probably I want to say top 2 matches of the year, maybe 3, maybe top 3 matches so far I've seen this year. It was incredible. Like, dude, that was a good fucking match. Like,
I'm giving it my 1 on terms of drama, and once again, the crowd helped make this match. Yeah. Holy shit. Val, did you see Walter versus Tyler 1 in progress?
I feel like I remember watching clips of it.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't remember it distinctly, but I do remember hearing about Tyler Bates, and Walter for sure.
Yeah, like I said, I'm probably the only one with the Progress subscription on here, but I know they put it up for free on YouTube a while ago. Now I think it's just by clips now.
I think that's what I have seen.
Yeah. Yeah, they put it up on YouTube like to kind of get people into it, and then I think they took it down and put up clips. I'll say this right now. Watching both of those matches, that match was better than their first one. Because holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, both of them dudes were faces in progress, so that was kind of like David versus Goliath type thing, or Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant type of spectacle. This here, typical, once again, another David versus Goliath type of mess, but this time no one was fucking with Walter. Like, and to see how strong Tyler is, and that's kind of like some people, I'm starting to realize, people just now realizing how strong he is, which blows my mind.
That motherfucker is, man.
Tyler Bate?
He's
also got a strong lady game. I'll just leave it at that.
Oh yeah, man, no, I seen it. I seen it in a
ring. So
that was I was just looking because I was like, it also felt like not a very, you know how sometimes when you watch longer matches, how they definitely feel long. I feel like with that match, it didn't feel long, but I was just curious to see how long it was. It just felt intense and like, holy shit, the entire time. That match was 42 minutes and 12 seconds.
Fucking crazy, right? It did not feel long at all. And I'm like, this fucking match. That fucking match was crazy.
It was like twice as long as the triple threat tag team match.
It was. Go ahead.
No, I will say this. I feel like that match, if you've never watched any NXT UK, I think that match right there is the one to like, all right, okay, I gotta fucking check them out. Like, I have to see what UK is all about, because that one right there, like I said, that is in my top 3. Another match that happened that weekend is also in my top 3 so far this year. So yeah, I gotta give it up to Walter and Tyler Bate, because dude, that was fucking wrestling, like, to me.
Yeah.
It was as close to wrestling perfection as you can get, honestly.
Yeah. Also, Walter shutting the crowd the fuck up with that clothesline.
Oh yes!
Oh my god!
Yeah. Delicious.
The crowd fucking like, yeah, boom.
He's a vegan.
Yeah, he is. He is.
Yeah.
And that dude is strong.
He's a nice dude.
Stuff.
Nice dude. Met him in New Orleans at a signing, but nah, it's crazy. Like that was some crazy shit with that clothesline. He's like, not today, bitch. Bam, done.
Yeah. When that happened, I was like, holy shit. Yeah, suck the
air out of the fucking room. I hadn't seen him win with a clothesline in a while, but man, because he used to do a pile driver. Obviously he's not gonna do that shit no more, but he used to win from a pile driver, and then obviously now it's a power bomb or a dive from the top rope, and then he pulls out a fucking meat hook, and fucking ends it, and it's a wrap.
That almost definitely decapitated Tyler Bate, and so that was UK was pretty intense, pretty good pay-per-view. Before we get into AEW, I want to give a get well wish to G Raver. Dude, I saw the spot on Twitter, and
Okay, so I wasn't there live because I was doing other stuff at that point, unfortunately. But actually not unfortunately. It was part of StarCast. I had gone to there was a panel I was at, and then I walked outside, and Nick Hausman, one of the gents that I work with on Warrior Wrestling, he and a bunch of other friends like Ross Berkman and a couple other people were trying to get people to go to improv. And I was like, you know what? This is probably going to be pretty fun. And I don't know if I can handle a super, super intense, match right now. This was Friday night.
Right.
I was like, I want to save my brain. Plus, I also had to work the Cubs game in the morning before All Out. So I was like, this might be kind of fun. And so I went to that instead of the show. But, I mean, first off, the improv was amazing. And I hope that they do it next year for StarCast, or next time at StarCast, because it was really, really fun. And it was exactly what I feel like a lot of people needed, was just a little chill, lighthearted, fun, and ridiculous side of wrestling. But second, there were multiple people that came back to the StarCast hotel that were like visibly shaken. not because they weren't used to death matches, but because they weren't used to death match wrestlers being immediately carted away to the hospital.
Yeah.
It was pretty scary.
Yeah, I saw the bump, and yeah. It's kind of like when I was first introduced to GCW, when we went the one time when they went against Freelance, and I remember you giving me the warning. You was like, hey, you're going to probably see some stuff that, you don't normally see. And I'm just like, oh, whatever. And then that was my introduction to Nick Gage and all those guys.
Word, like, really?
Yeah. I knew of him with the whole, what's his fucking name? The WCW champion.
David Arquette?
Yes. Yes, I knew through that, but that was my first introduction of Nick Gage. And then to see him in person, and I do still have some footage in my phone of him telling some chick to shut the fuck up before you beat her ass. Those guys, I tip my hat off to them because they do some shit that you couldn't pay me nothing. You couldn't pay me in Popeye's chicken sandwiches to do. And that's saying a lot. Yeah, you couldn't pay me in weed to do any of the stuff that they do. What? Yeah.
No. Yeah. Wait. No doobie snacks.
No doobie snacks. Yeah. None of that.
Zoinks.
So get well soon.
There actually was a GoFundMe started, and not by G Raver.
Like, Jesus Christ.
No. Yeah. And G Raver he's the kind of dude that would never ask for help from anybody. So everybody was like, well, fuck you. We want to help you.
Yeah.
He had basically I'm going to read what the GoFundMe says. It says, G Raver is a legendary deathmatch wrestler who has not only bled for our entertainment, but has been in this industry for 13 years. Recently, he had a bad injury that requires surgery. This injury occurred while doing what he loves and while entertaining us fans. He has given us so much, and I think it's only fair that we give back and help him get through a speedy recovery. So evidently there was, the artery was not severed, which was the initial concern because there was so much of a bleed out. But there was some nerves that were damaged. So now he has to have surgery to repair the nerves that were damaged in his arm because there was light tubes on a ladder situation. And if you're in a death match, you know what we're talking about. If you're not, you probably don't want to look it up, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you don't.
It's pretty intense.
Was it a bad landing? Or did it cut an artery?
It's a lot of blood.
So it cut an artery.
It wasn't a major, he bled a lot. A lot. It's a lot. So it's definitely viewer discretion advised, and it's not very often we say that kind of shit on the show, but they are looking to help him because, he is going to have some serious surgery to recover full usage of his hand.
I've seen some nasty shit on Twitter in my lifetime. Wrestling related, that's up there with Sid, to me. When Sid broke his leg, it's up there with that, to me. Personally, but so I hope everything works out for him. I guess we can go back to my bad. Go ahead.
No, it's all good. But there is a GoFundMe, so definitely all you gotta do legit is just search. He's also on Twitter, and it's Stay Sick G Raver. So if you want to send some well wishes or you want to look into his story a little bit more, he's a good dude and he's a hardworking dude and he legit puts his life on the line as every wrestler does. But I feel like the deathmatch guys and gals go next level for your entertainment.
They do. They do.
Whether you're into that level of entertainment or not, you have to respect the fact that they put themselves out there. And they were trying to reach $4,000. They blew it out of the water right away. So now they're hoping to reach a bit more than that because he's not going to be able to work in any capacity for a while. And he tweeted, he's like, I'm still not dead, had a blackout moment heading to the hospital, all stitched up and awake. However, I have damage done to the nerves of my hand, making it difficult to move or feel a whole lot. Thanks for all the concern, guys. It's pretty, and he was walking about StarCast weekend with his arm in a sling. He was trying to be in good spirits. He seemed like he was doing as best as you can in that situation. Yeah. But if you got $5, throw $5 his way. What is $5? $5 is going to mean one less, Impossible Whopper.
I'm gonna throw something this way. I mean, I'm not smoking weed anymore for the month.
What?
So
or any less? No.
Yeah, or any less. Yeah. so hope he gets well. So I guess we can shift over to AEW All Out. The last pay-per-view going into their AEW on TNT. Val, I know you were trying really, really hard to get me to go there.
I was going to buy your ticket. I found your ticket better than the seats that I had, and Vinnie Mac and I had really good seats.
Yeah. You know, the thing is with me, and I was like, you know what? I was 50-50 with it. I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to go. Fuck it. I'll just hop on the train. I'll go down there and go. Then I sat down and I smoked a blunt, and I was like,
I'm not going nowhere.
Yeah, I was like, do I really want to deal with AEW fans? I really want to? Yeah.
I mean, okay. So I just want to get this out of the way straight up now. One of our notes because, I typically type up the news notes and then we all kind of read off them and stuff, right?
Yeah.
One of the things that I had to put, obviously the very first one was about G-Raver because we all want to see him do well. And yeah. But the very next one, in addition to all the other stuff that we're going to talk about, is, and verbatim, this is what I wrote: there's still homophobes, racists, and bigots alive and well in wrestling fandom. Ugh.
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy is, now I went to Evolution and it was like life-changing for me to be there because I felt so safe and so welcome and so appreciated.
Yeah.
And by men, women, and everybody else, like all genders, all non-binary, everybody was welcome. It was beautiful. There was kids, there was adults, there was everybody in between. It was wonderful. And people were smiling and happy and kind. And I'm not saying it was fucking Dorothy when she goes into Oz. I realize that, the black and white world of Kansas still exists in Dorothy's world, but it was just so amazing. And I think I was expecting that because this is supposed to be revolutionary and this is supposed to be changing the world, changing the universe. But I went and everybody complained about everything. Everybody seemed to have like a bitter chip on their shoulder. And I don't think all AEW fans are like this, and I certainly don't think all Chicago wrestling fans are like this.
Buddy, I think it's like 80% to me.
No, but it was weird, and I had primarily dudes like trying to, and I hate using this term because not every guy is a prick, and it's like insulting to men that are supportive of women, but I had so many dudes like mansplaining stuff to me, and I was just like, who the fuck do you think you are? Like,
right.
Whether you're a woman such as myself that is fairly well versed in wrestling, or you're just somebody that wants to check it out, like, how dare you? And I was just overhearing conversations, and especially regarding the winner of the buy-in.
Oh yeah.
I can only imagine.
I
heard so many disgusting comments, and I legit just was like, shut up. If you don't have anything positive to say, shut the fuck up. And people were like, well, why is she even calling herself a woman? I'm like, she's transgender and I support her, and fuck you. And they're like, well, she shouldn't be in there. She's going to kill half the people. I'm like, so tell me, would you be okay with China if China would have won this? Like, China would have been fine.
Right.
Well, yeah, she's a woman. Well, so is Nyla.
Yeah.
Well, no, she's not. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. She is a woman. Like, regardless of what you fucking think, this is what we know. She is a woman, and she wrestles in the women's division. And it just was disgusting to hear the way people were dropping F-bombs, and I don't mean the word fuck.
Yeah, I can, yeah.
I mean, the conversations, like, and during the women's matches, people were so loud and, like, shit-talking and not even paying attention to the wrestling. Vinnie Mac and I were just like, shut up. And, he's so polite.
Yeah, he's very polite.
He's so polite, and he's very chill and very reserved. And then there's me. And I was like, hey, you know what? Some of us paid to watch this Joshi match. So maybe either quiet your mouth or take the conversations outside and go get more beer, because clearly you're enjoying that more than you are enjoying the quality wrestling.
Right.
And behind me was our dear beloved friends from the Married Marks. Uh-huh. And Rich and Shannon were back there, and I guess multiple fights broke out behind them.
Yeah, they said a lot of shit was going on in their section. Yeah.
And they were just a few rows I mean, we were like second row, I think, in that section. And they were like row 16, so not that far behind us. I mean, it was just really upsetting.
Were you wearing a Freelance shirt?
Of course I was.
Okay, so I did see you on TV, and yes, you did look very... you did not look like you... Well, the time I did see you on TV, you did not look like you were having a good time, so...
No, I was not. I got to be honest. And then, I don't know when, because I haven't watched it back yet. I kind of want to just to hear the commentary, because I've also heard some things were not great from the commentators, but I like to hear it from my...
Yeah, you'll have
before
to...
I pass judgment. But there was like the negativity and the vibe of bitter chip on my shoulder, like, fuck you, we're better than you vibe is what I was feeling. And like, I support all kinds of wrestling. I will never support a Blood in the Sand show, but I'm still going to go to WWE shows. I have never watched one of those, and I never will. And, I mean, I've come close to canceling my subscription.
Yeah, we
to
don't
network,
even cover those. We don't.
No, we don't.
So
I don't even know what you guys are talking about.
See,
that's what's up, Shaggy.
Yeah. So yeah, like the most of the reports that I got, and even with talking with Simon and Danielle for a little bit,
they looked like they were on Cloud 9 the entire time. Like,
shouts out to them because on the stream that I was watching on, I saw them first. Unfortunately, I did not see the lovely Val, but I saw Simon and Danielle. I'm like, hey, I know those guys.
Yeah, they were.
So where Danielle was sitting, I couldn't see Simon as much. Only once in a while when the person in front of him would move. But I just saw Danielle beaming, and she looked so happy the whole time. Like, legit, La Flama Blanca, I was focusing on you. Any time I got pissed off at the negativity that was around me, I said, look at that beautiful human enjoying herself. Like, this is the greatest day of her life. And so I was just like, focus on that. Don't focus on the negative, and let's cheer on the talent. Now, the only bad things I had to say were animal related. I was super upset that they brought Pharaoh out because he was really not having it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to bring something up because I saw this at home just like Pat did, but someone who really loves animals brought it to my attention saying, "Oh, you shouldn't." Look, Pharaoh I was there last year. Pharaoh didn't act like that, like at all coming out. It was definitely the pyro, which you probably shouldn't have.
100% the pyro.
Yeah, what you probably shouldn't have done is let out the pyro. And Pharaoh was like, "Hey, bro, who I gotta fuck up?" He was like, "Nah, baby, we good. We good."
I mean, he was walking with his hips under, his tail was completely under. He barely moved. They almost had to drag him to get him down the ramp. I don't know if they showed that.
Should have brought him. Yeah, they shouldn't have brought him out. I don't think.
DDP was like, "What do we do here?" Like, you could see that, of course. Bam, my boy. Was the most like, what do we do?
They'll probably reconsider stuff because it's not the first time they did that, but it's like the first time I guess the pyro freaked him out because normally like I said, every pay-per-view that I've seen Pharaoh come out on, especially All In last year. Then again, I was like, All In last year, I don't think there was pyro when Pharaoh came out.
There wasn't.
And then
that
there
was
wasn't
the biggest issue. Like, I don't personally necessarily agree with having any animal out in front of that large of a crowd because there could be something that could spook them. Somebody could have a fucking laser pointer and freak that poor animal out. Right. And it's just, there's too many variables and it's not fair. Like, I love that Cody did a meet and greet that benefited Paws. Pets Are Worth Saving. It's a wonderful charity here in Chicago that you can look more into it, PAWS. But a portion of the meet and greet, if not the entire thing, I don't know for certain, so please don't quote me on it, went to Paws. And that was even before all that stuff happened. Like, the entire time they were planning on donating money to Paws, which is amazing. And I love, that they sell the little Pharaoh stuffed animals, the Siberian Nightmare. Like, I love Pharaoh. I think he's gorgeous. And I love how much Cody and Brandy and everybody love Pharaoh. There's no doubt in my mind that they never meant to harm him whatsoever. But to have animals, and this was my other thing, cowboy shit is great, but why the fuck are you riding a live horse into a venue where there's 10,000 plus people screaming? And it was right in front of me. Like, I was sitting basically right by where Hangman Page came out and stopped the horse. like, people were pointing their cameras, like, right in the horse's face. And these idiots are too smart to turn their flash off.
Flash off, yeah.
So people had, like, bright lights shining in this and granted, it's a show horse. Wonderful. It's trained for chaos. It's still a fucking animal that does not need to be used for our amusement. Like,
right.
It's just not cool. And then pyro went off about the second, maybe a few seconds rather, excuse me for exaggerating for a moment. As soon as the horse went off, that's when Jericho came out. And there's no way that horse didn't
freak out. Yeah.
And Tony Khan said the horse was safe in a way. Yeah, he wasn't in front of the 10,000 people, but
right.
What is the point? Like, I don't mean to be rude here, but Katy Perry rode a fucking lion in the Super Bowl halftime. She didn't ride an actual lion. She rode a fucking animatronic bullshit that they built.
Yeah.
You want to tell me that they couldn't have done something similar to that and made it all mirrored out and glittered out like his ring gear?
Well,
I mean,
yeah, they could have. And you know what's crazy is Tony Khan says that shit with Pharaoh is dead. Like, he does not want that to happen again. When I was looking at the post-interview things, which I have a beef about because I did not see one person of color in that room asking questions, but, that's another story.
WrestleMedia is a whole nother story right now. The fact that they had no real questions to ask Britt Baker, who is, like, basically the female face of AEW.
Yeah.
And as soon as she leaves, they start giggling about how cute she was, and so the reporters were embarrassed to ask her questions. Like, what? I mean, there's just certain things, and I know that it's new and it's all a work in progress, but
look, I'm just gonna say it's a lot of dick riders, and like I said, motherfuckers want free tickets to these shows and things like that, and I'm not gonna name any names.
I will, but I don't care.
Man, I want to, but just out of respect, for some people that I know that work with those people, I won't. But I just feel like there's a lot of dick
riding. I think you mean me,
on.
but I appreciate
it. Yeah,
he's
definitely talking about you, because I'm like, bro, I'd fucking say it, but I'm like, wait, I don't know the same people Val knows like that, so I'm unfortunately, I will chill.
Yeah, so
I don't know.
All I'm going to say is just a lot of dick riders right now with AEW right now, and
and conversely, why? I mean, I don't know if people are trying to get the first big story or whatever, or like so that they can get their cut of the wrestling pie. But, like, for example, one of the other things that got brought up at the press, the press scrim, or whatever they're calling it, the post-show press scrim, was where was Kylie Rae? And all I want to say is, if she wants to be left alone, leave her alone. There's no more digging into it. We don't need to have a conversation about it.
In other words, mind your goddamn business.
Yeah, for real. She decided this life wasn't for her, and so she's going to not
do other stuff. Yeah, do other stuff. That's it.
And if she comes back to wrestling, you better believe that we'll all welcome her back with open arms and then do a little smiley Kylie pose. But until then, leave her the fuck alone. She's a human being first, and then she's Kylie Rae second.
Okay, I got one question. Is there anything positive that we're going to cover about this? Because there's not, like, been one thing positive that we're covering about this fucking show.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. I can think of two.
Yeah. And that's the last. 8. Yeah. All right. So for me, the best spots were, of course, Lucha Brothers versus the Bucks, which I think is probably the greatest ladder match I've probably seen. Some of the spots were a little unnecessary, but I mean, shit, you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta go all out.
Hey.
Yeah. See, I don't even got my setup now. Damn it, that could have been a perfect time.
I'm just kidding.
No, but that was great. Private Party versus Angelico and Evans was incredible, I thought. Still not on the Orange Cassidy train yet.
You shut your whore mouth.
I'm still not. I'm still not on the train yet. I
will say that some of the minions are some freelance guys and Pro Wrestling Tees guys and gals. So I was stoked for them.
Oh, then you know what? I take it back. I love that match. I also think the Dark Order got a bad shake in the deal. I think a lot of people were shitting on their match because I think it happened right after Omega and Pac.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. So
there's always got to be one match that doesn't have it all. I've never been to a single show even Evolution, which is my favorite show I've ever seen live, that there wasn't one match that I was like, that was killer, but it wasn't as killer as all the others.
So right. I'm gonna get on my little fucking horse here because
but is it named Hunter Horse Helmsley?
See, I wanted to talk about that, Val, and yet it was just going just super like I was like, man, I want to talk about something positive. That horse had too badass of a name for us to be angry, but at the same time, no, I understand.
The horse didn't get named until after the fact, so.
Yeah, but one thing I want to say here is enough with the fucking Dark Order hate. All right, everyone who fucking like, ooh, you haven't fucking watched a PWG match going back as far as like 2004. Go fuck yourselves. Those dudes have bust their ass to fucking get where they're at. They hadn't wrestled in the fucking States in a goddamn decade for you to fucking come back to them and say they're boring as fuck. Yes, we can't call them Super Smash Brothers because there's a legal fucking reason for that. Yeah. But they are one of the best tag teams I have fucking watched. And just because you don't get the gimmick or anything else like that, fucking treat them better than that, man.
Well, I mean,
you ain't gotta like them. That's cool.
The guys they worked are great too. And people are just acting like Chucky and Trent are just like a joke. They're fucking awesome wrestlers.
Yeah, they are.
All four of those guys.
They never fucking watch. They think those motherfuckers are jokes. And then I mean, it's a good call for AEW if they fucking thought about, okay, this is where we're going to have Orange Cassidy debut. Cause he brought that crowd back alive.
All right.
Like, and while, I love Orange Cassidy, but I'm like, I'm sick and tired of that fucking shit, man. Like every time I was like, man, you don't get the Dark Order. Go suck a fucking, I'm not even gonna, I'm relaxed.
Whoa.
I'm fucking mad.
Yeah, I feel you.
That shit makes me mad, man.
I don't think you've ever told a person to suck a cock on.
No, I will never use that word. That word is ugly. I will always say dick.
That's why I say.
Never say that.
That's why I say it because it's.
Well, that's what Wrestle Talk is calling Clash of Champions. So.
Yeah. Oh man,
I kind of want us to use it all the time now because.
Yeah.
Ollie Davis, I love you.
Yeah, shout out to them.
But, can I tell you some of my super positive moments of being there?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, please. That's what we're here. We're all about positivity in the year of 2019.
So can we give props to one of the most deserved wrestlers on the planet, Mercedes Martinez?
Oh my God. Yes.
Can we also give props to one of my favorite Australians, Shazza McKenzie?
Okay. Yeah, I'm with it. Yes.
Sure.
Nicole Savoy. I mean, like so many women that I love and are amazing humans and phenomenal wrestlers. I feel like the whole, 6 people coming out at once or 5 people coming out at once, it didn't do them any service, but once they got in the ring and they got to do their spots, that meme of Shaz doing the splits with her cute little face.
Yes.
And Baker about to kick her head off. It's fucking perfect.
Me, these bills.
Yes. Yeah, and shout out to Jazz. Oh my God.
Oh, I was gonna say, and the legendary Jazz.
Yeah.
Also, ODB.
ODB.
Shouts out to my girl, Big Swole.
Big Swole for sure. Yes.
Ariel Monroe, Big Swole. I mean, there's Sadie Gibbs was phenomenal. Although her and B are apparently. That shit got weird backstage.
Yeah.
But. You know what? Guess what? Becky was saying to Stone Cold, they're not in the friends business, they're in the combat business. So shit is gonna get weird. Shit is gonna happen. Tempers are gonna flare. People aren't gonna sell spots how they're supposed to, and yada yada yada. I mean, I hope they're both cool now. I feel like they both are adult enough that hopefully they just kind of got over it. But I mean, there are so many.
I do have, my bad for cutting you off, Val.
You're all good.
I do have one what the fuck in this whole battle royale. Till Piper, okay?
Aww.
I get it. She is the daughter of Roddy Piper. I get it. I understand. But why put her in these vignettes and stuff, and kind of hyping her up and put her in the battle royal and she does nothing? Like, she literally does nothing. And also, she did not go over the top rope. She went through the second rope. So, technically, shouldn't have been eliminated. But, I don't like that, And I feel like things like that we're going to lead into seeing people like, and if it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. People like David Benoit showing up to AEW. I feel like AEW is just going to grab onto these second generation or third generation wrestlers or kids and putting them on the show and just having them on there as a name. You know, and maybe this is just
fairness,
like
though,
what every other wrestling promotion does.
Yeah, in all fairness, Brian Pillman Jr., he was working StarCast, and he is a solid talent. Like, I've worked with him multiple times on Warriors, and he is an awesome wrestler. So he kind of like goes above that, but yeah, I don't disagree with you. But she's also a new talent. So here we are, the same kind of people that were shredding Nia Jax when she first came out just because she has the lineage, and she's beautiful, just like Teal Piper is. They're both like nice to look at women, you know, and so they get like quote unquote a pass, but they also do have the lineage and the storyline, and you know, so you got to give her time to see what she can do and how she can develop. I mean, she just started wrestling.
True, but when you have the commentators making comments like, you know, something to the extent of like, oh, I didn't even know she was even wrestling. Now it's kind of like, okay.
Yeah.
You know.
They're basically saying, why is she out there?
Yeah, and that was my only gripe about that. I thought the women did a fantastic job. I thought it was a great way to start the the show with the buy-in and everything like that to get the crowd hyped up. So many big pops for people like Big Swole and ODB. Hopefully they get signed to the company, because I'm telling you right now, that women's division over there, it's okay right now, but I feel like they need to bring in a few more people to kind of up it a little bit, you know, because it's really Britt Baker.
Who?
Yeah. Sorry, this is lack of weed. Britt Baker.
Your focus is taking you out of focus, bro.
Yep.
Yeah. Adam Cole's girlfriend. Okay.
Or just Dr. Britt Baker, DDS.
Yeah, there you go. Dr. Britt Baker, DDS. Nyla Rose, and I mean they got a couple other people, but I don't want to see people like Brandy Rhodes in the title picture right now and things like that. I think they need to bring in more established people like Mercedes Martinez or ODB. Even though Jazz is old, she can still go at like 46. I think she was just the last NWA Women's Champion not that long ago.
Right.
So yeah, like,
well,
I'm looking forward.
Bea Priestley.
Priestley
is confirmed signed. I mean, they do have a pretty sizable women's roster. We just haven't seen a lot from them. I mean, like seeing Priscilla Kelly out there, like.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. I think it'll change when the weekly shows happen, you know, and we'll get to see a little bit more. But I thought it was a great buy-in. I thought the ladies did a fantastic job. Is what I'm trying to say.
Also, Shazza McKenzie for life. I'm so happy for her. Like, it's insane. This woman, like, quit her job to come travel to States and work in the States for 3 months. And in that 3 months, she's been working her ass off for years and years and years and years, and then also more years. And so to see her finally get some acknowledgement in some way, shape, or form, I mean, and getting the call last minute, flying from Australia to work this weekend and flying back to go back to, she had to, you know, get a quote unquote day job because she, as far as I know, has not been signed quite yet.
Yeah.
But, you know, and Mercedes Martinez, boy, if there is a woman in wrestling that hasn't gotten her due yet, it sure is Mercedes, because she is just top tier talent. She's skilled, she's graceful, she's brutal, she's kind, except for if you're in the ring against her. But even then, she's not going to make you look bad. She's going to make you look good, even while she destroys you. You know, I mean, she's just amazing. And so I'm looking at the women's roster right now, and I'm going to rattle off some names. It's Allie, Awesome Kong, Bea Priestley, Brandy, Britt, Sheeta, Leva Bates, who was hilarious with her book spot.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Penelope Ford. Now, Sadie Gibbs. I mean, that's Nyla, of course. and Brandy. I don't know if I mentioned her, but I mean, that's a pretty solid base right there to start with. That's not even counting all the other women that were in the ring during the buy-in.
Yeah.
So, and who knows how that's going to go and who else is going to be working, So.
One person I do know is going to be working is Chris Jericho. Look.
I swear to God, if you even say it, don't, please. I've heard enough. I'm done.
Wait, is Virgil going to be working as his security now, keeping an eye on the belt?
Okay, I need that.
Okay.
Because evidently some dude that wasn't you, Shaggy, I was really disappointed when they were like, a man from Florida. I was like, Shaggy!
Yeah.
And he's 41. I was like, or 44 or something. I was like, not Shaggy. Yeah. I thought you found the belt, Shaggy.
Now, first off, if it was me that found that belt, I'm taking it to the Jaguar Stadium, but I'm like, yo, let me get a reward, and I'm not talking about no funky $200.
Yeah, not no $200. Like, that was foul.
Let me get season tickets to the Jags, and some let me do that. It's like, give me that, man, and let me at least next time we do this, it'd be right here. However, that was in the bum city of Tallahassee. So
the bum city.
Bum city.
Bum city of Tallahassee.
Before we move on from AEW, you want to talk about Chris Jericho, but then I also want to mention the other thing that made my heart sing. But go for your Jera chat.
Oh, all I want to say is that he's one of the GOATs. Yes. That's it. He's done pretty much everything, even though I know a lot of people are groaning and bitching and moaning, oh, he's 48, he shouldn't have a title.
Well, you know what? He's 40 great, and fuck all y'all.
Yes, he is 40 great. He is the GOAT.
You want them to put it on Adam Page? While I love Adam Page, I think he's a phenomenal talent. He has such a bold future ahead of him. I think he is going to be sick for years to come. And despite the horse thing, at least he named it a great name, but despite riding out on an actual horse, I still admire and respect him as an athlete and as a performer.
I have a problem with that. Even though it's a great name, I'm just sick and tired of them poking at WWE. They always say that, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of them breaking through.
On their shoulder is the weird part. I mean, I get that from the fans more so than the actual organization. Mm-hmm. But I think it's also kind of an homage. I don't know, because, Triple H is pretty fucking badass.
Yeah, I know. It's just, I'm just tired of the thrones being broken. I'm tired of, them poking fun a little bit on being the elite and stuff like that. Because it seems like every time they poke fun at WWE about some shit, something bad happens to them. Something bad happens to AEW. You got Moxley being hurt. Then and I hate to bring this up because I think Kylie Ray is like a wonderful person, and I saw her a couple times at Warrior Wrestling. But when Cody brought up the fact that thing about Bayley, and pretty much saying, oh, we got someone over here that's like really like that, not like some made up character when he was talking about Bayley, and now you don't have Kylie Ray anymore. And holy shit, I just dropped my phone, but that's okay. I hope it's insured. And yeah, it's just like Jericho coming out saying, oh yeah, we're going to war and stuff like that, and then WWE brings in Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff to kind of steer the ship, and
NXT to USA on Wednesday night.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, AEW. Yes, I'm going to be watching. Trust me, I'm going to watch because I love wrestling, but I've invested a lot of time into NXT as well, and I know they're going to put on a good fucking show, and I don't have to worry about, they're still ironing out shit. I do like the fact that they're going to be different people on every other week, but NXT's been doing that for the longest. So it's like, I don't know. I just feel like every time they poke fun at WWE, something comes back and bites them on the ass. And, it's kind of like, how do you lose your AEW title less than 24 hours? Like someone stole it in 24 hours. Now,
well, they did file a police report, so it can't be a work because that's illegal.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Report.
Yeah.
So something legitimately happened, and everybody speculated.
Did you hear they found it in the middle of a street?
Yeah. That's why I said a Florida guy found it on the side of the road. And what he was speculating, granted he's no, detective, was that they probably had it on the trunk of the limo or on the roof of the limo, and the limo drove off, and it probably fell off because he found it on the side of the road, and he like posted on Craigslist being like, hey, what do I do with this belt? Anybody missing their replica belt? And then he found out it was the real belt.
See, if he was a man, if that would have been a WWE fan that found that shit and turned it over to Vince and Triple H, and then they brought it on their show, kind of like what Eric Bischoff did with Alundra Blaze 24 years ago, would have been sick. That's how you started Real War.
Did you see the kayfabe news post about it? That the belt the was discovered and WWE's introducing their new American East-West Championship.
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty funny. Yeah,
so
but
before we time out on AEW, can I say one of my absolute favorite things?
Correct.
And this is me 100% feminine bias, also indie wrestling 100% bias. But there is a promotion that's super fucking weird, and it's awesome, and it's fun, and they take chances, and they do a lot of things that a lot of promotions wouldn't, shouldn't, couldn't, depending on who you talk to, do. And they're called 3-2-1 Battle. They're out of Seattle, and they had a female official
Bars.
whose name was Girl Hebner.
Girl Hebner. That is hilarious. Earl Hebner should not referee, but that's another story.
I knew it was coming.
Maybe Earl shouldn't, but Earl works on the same promotion as Girl, because Girl Hebner officiated the main event, the first time a woman has ever officiated a World Heavyweight Championship at a pay-per-view. Main event.
Yeah, she's a beast.
She's going by Aubrey Edwards now, but like the first time I saw her officiate was as Girl Hebner when I went to a few of the 3-2-1 Battle shows out in Seattle when I was coaching the men's roller derby team called the Puget Sound Outcasts. And she is a hardworking woman, and she is now officially signed full-time. She had to wait to make that announcement because she had to put in her notice at her former job. Because she's such a stand-up woman. She doesn't want to blow anything off. But, I mean, she was awesome. And I was super biased because I was stoked to see a woman in this main event. And also the fact that I was already a fan of hers because, I love a good pun. I'm fucking Val Capun here. But I knew she was a good official because I've watched her do it at 3-2-1 Battle. And they have, like, a wrestler who's powered by a dildo. So things are weird.
What?
Yes. You're going to have to look it up. The GIMP, yes.
Okay. Stop. I had a question about that, but...
I do not. I do not. I won't even know, bro. Keep that.
Yeah.
Keep that.
Point being is, she has dealt with crazy shit and kept her cool and been professional and kept the match going. Just like she did on Saturday night. She was fucking putting Chris Jericho in his place.
Yeah. That was, I said, that was great.
It was awesome to see. So that was definitely one of the other highlights for me, other than watching Big Swole and Priscilla Kelly and clearly Shazza and, I mean, just everybody. Mercedes, Nyla was a fucking native beast. Oh my God, so good. But my personal highlight of the whole thing that definitely made up for the sadness I was feeling about Pharaoh and the Horse was like watching this amazing woman who's worked really hard, and she got to present the title. That was awesome. So
yeah, that was pretty dope. So shout out to Aubrey Edwards. I thought she did a great job. Earl Hebner, stay home next time, please. Please. It seemed like every time he hit the mat to count to 3, he was gonna shit on himself. I don't like seeing. I think this is just me realizing, okay, I'm getting fucking old. Earl Hebner's still out here fucking roughing, and he looks in bad, like he looked at bad. I don't know how it came off in person, but watching it on the stream, I'm just like, oh my God, they need to hurry this match up because I don't think Earl's going to be able to finish it. But hopefully he can retire soon and don't have to start a t-shirt business of his own like he did 10 years ago. And, can be happy. But Earl, please, just stop, But yeah, that I guess AEW was all good and stuff like that. Like I said, All Out was to me a great. I thought it was okay. I thought it was an okay show. 3 out of 5.
Yeah, I thought it was definitely better than average, but it didn't. I don't know if I'm a pretty much eternal optimist. So when I hear that something brought so many people so much joy and there was such a buzz and such a good vibe, I'm not disappointed if it isn't there to the height it was built. You know what I mean? But the interactions that I saw and that I had, I mean, it was kind of, I wish I would have watched it. I was glad I was there because me and Vinnie Mac had a great time and I got to see the married marks. I met this wonderful woman who's like a freelance fan. She stopped me in the bathroom to talk to me about wrestling. I was like,
oh, that's dope.
I love you. Yeah, it was cool. Dope. And like people were just like, yeah, freelance. And I got to see, my brother from an announcing mother, Kirby, and his beautiful daughter, Darby. We didn't even touch on the Cracker Barrel Clash.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I know they were probably
crazy too.
Yeah. That's my only highlight.
Yeah, I know those executives were watching that match like, what the fuck did we invest in? Like, what
I just love that. I love that Tony Hawk was watching it because fucking Darby is like a sick ass old school skater and he had all the attacks on
the
his
fact
skateboard.
That he took that, the fact that he was allowed to take that skateboard through the airport and they didn't stop him or to take it away from him was was a highlight of my weekend when I read that.
For sure.
I have a lot of, it was like, that match was probably my favorite out of the entire one. I'm not gonna say it's the best, but it was my favorite because it was like all three of my personalities fighting each other. To see who's more sad. But no, it was the Cracker Barrel stuff. I'm just like, wait, they had a Cracker Barrel thing last year, but it was just at one point I was like, who's not gonna die at this point? Surprisingly, it was Jimmy Havoc. And that match, that was one of my favorites. I can watch that over and over again. Especially my favorite spot was probably where Jimmy monkey flipped Joey.
Janela.
Yeah, he landed and Joey's like, haha.
Yeah, that was good. Also, I forgot fucking the SCU versus the Luchasaurus Express or whatever the fuck they're called. Great match, I thought. Luchasaurus was super duper dope. I don't like the fact that I don't know if this is a new thing that Jim Ross is doing. He kept referring Jungle Boy as Jungle Jack Perry. So
yeah,
is he
Jungle
going...
Jack Perry. I thought that was kind of surreal.
Yeah, so
especially since he has no problem saying Luchasaurus like there's a dinosaur that wrestles.
Yeah. And he did a sick fucking dive at All Out. But yeah, overall good fucking show. I thought it was great. One thing I don't think is great is Ric Flair trying to sue fucking WWE.
Neither does Charlotte, dude. Charlotte's pissed at him.
I can kind of see why. Hey, you're kind of fucking up the money over here. Hey, relax. But Ric Flair, I guess he thinks that he owns the man, but I recall a guy named Buddy Rogers doing the same gimmick that Ric Flair was doing before him.
Yeah, and Ric Flair even took his figure 4 leg lock, so what the fuck? And then also Buddy Landel did it later too. So are they all gonna sue Becky Lynch? I mean, obviously, unfortunately, Buddy Rogers.
Yeah, I don't think he can. Yeah.
He passed my freshman year of high school, I think, so 1992. Because I remember
Hey, time out. You're not that old. Relax.
Girl, I am. But that's okay, girl.
Yeah. But
I'll just keep drinking all this essential water and we'll be just fine.
Yeah, so I don't know what the fuck Ric Flair is thinking, but, hey.
Get your coins.
Hey, do what you gotta do, man. I think it's crazy. I think WWE would just give him some money. And I think it's kind of strange that he's doing this right before StarCast 4. And I know StarCast 4 is going to be all about the 4 Horsemen.
Yeah, there's no way. Oh yeah, the fucking, we didn't even talk about the Cody match because I was so upset by Pharaoh.
Oh.
But that Arn Anderson spinebuster, way to sell it, Sean Spears with your stupid contacts.
Yeah, he did a good job.
Newlywed Sean Spears, congrats on getting hitched to Peyton.
Oh, yes, and yes, Shaggy, that was Josiah rapping Sean Spears' fucking theme. I thought it was a clone.
Nice. Because I couldn't hear it in the stream properly. I was like, no way, that's not him. I was like,
yeah,
I wasn't sure because I didn't sound like it. I kind of sound like him, but I know I said I don't think that's him. But okay. But did he confirm it?
He retweeted something. Someone brought it up because I guess Sean Spears had that same theme for Fyter Fest, and someone was like, "Oh shit, Wrestling Flow. Oh, that's dope." Like he retweeted it. So. Kind of cool to see an NXT guy make one of the best themes for an AEW guy, because brother, those AEW themes stink.
Lucha Bros is better than anything else. Let's not kid ourselves here.
Yeah, that is really good.
That is when that bass drops, you are out of your mind.
Can we talk about an NXT guy making music for a second? I know that you're a big fan.
Who?
You gonna talk about your boy?
Who? Lio Rush?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I actually like his new song that, he's actually singing this time.
Yeah.
And, shout out to the losers in the Facebook group that I'm in. We Love Pro Wrestling on Facebook. They were saying like, oh, look at Lio Rush. He looks like he's in a midlife crisis, because he was like, they took a still from the video and he's wearing like his hat and, it's like, dude, he's just fucking singing like he's singing a song. It's not like him, like he's at home. If anyone caught the, and I hate fucking Peter Rosenberg, but he has a podcast called Cheap Heat, and Lio Rush was on it maybe last week, and he explained like pretty much everything, and he's at home, he's still with WWE and stuff like that. And he seemed like he was in a good place, like just listening to that podcast. It seemed like he was like, he wasn't like bashing WWE or anything. He was just like, hey, I'm just at home. There's nothing for me. There's like 200 wrestlers in WWE, and I just gotta wait until it's my turn, So, I thought the video was dope. Lio Rush, he's with music, he's kind of hit and miss with me, but I actually like this last song that he did. It was actually nice. And I even tweeted to him, I think today or maybe yesterday, that I'm rooting for him, and I can't wait for him
today, because honestly, that's what prompted me to go look and see what he's been up to, because I was like, oh shit, I hope he's okay. And then I saw all the praise for his song, and I was listening to it. It's not bad. I mean, it sounds like it's hella,
old school. It's definitely like in the. It reminds me of the music that you would hear in a bar that's full of cigarette smoke and like.
Oh, for sure, which is why I liked it. But it also sounded like a lot of studio magic on his vocals.
Oh yeah, they definitely they was surgical with that. But
yeah,
I think the reason I tweet that is because I saw those fat neckbeard losers that gets no
don't
coochie.
Don't be harsh to people that are fat, because your girl weighs 200 pounds.
Hey, I got you by
Patrick 315.
No, I wish I was. I'm not 315 yet.
215.
No, I wish I was 215. I am. The last time I was on the scale, I was 231. But I lost weight though. I lost 9 pounds. So cool. I'm getting there. I had to stop those Popeye chicken sandwiches. Those were the worst. But now I'm just drinking water and eating Ritz crackers. So.
Oh no. No more cream of wheat?
Yeah, no more cream of wheat for right now. I think that's what's making me a thick boy.
The cream of wheat?
Yeah, I think the cream of wheat is going straight to my thighs. And
that
I'm like,
second C is cream of wheat?
Yes, I'm telling you. Yeah, so.
Anyway, so Lil
yeah,
doing
shout out
good,
to Lil.
has a good song out.
Yeah, and I feel bad for Becky Lynch because she was at.
Oh.
The Bears funeral last night, which I look, I have a lot to, but
this is not a football podcast.
This is not a football
podcast. I will say it was Becky Lynch's first football game ever, and she went to go support her fiance, American football.
Speaking of which, since you wanted to talk about Becky, did you guys see her SportsCenter commercials?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they were awesome.
Yeah, they're funny. You guys, which do you have a favorite one?
I mean, I don't know. They're both really good because she's got like great comedic timing. The one when she's yelling at the barista is hilarious.
Yeah.
Because it's super awkward. But then when she like picks up the phone,
yeah, that was
the other
great.
one where
that's my favorite.
Like kind of like Stone
machine.
Cold when Stone Cold fucked up the vending machine.
Yes. And that's what it was. I think it was a callback to Stone Cold. Yeah. And I think only real wrestling fans that remember that would know that. But
I thought it was also really funny because it looked like she was going to bust some shit up, especially since, you know, the whole commercial with the breaking the glass ceiling and how she's a woman that can shatter expectations and all this and that. So I thought,
it's like the man, and she was like, I'm going to fuck this up by calling the facilities.
Yes.
But can I just say about the funniest thing about them being at the game last night, other than Vinnie Mac and I saw them, they were chilling in this section, like 50-yard line, you know? And
so they were out with the people.
Oh, yeah. They were actually cool. So Vinnie Mac and I were at the game, 50-yard line, 300 level, club seats, sweet-ass seats, right? Fucking awesome.
I saw the view.
Yeah, they're good seats. And I totally popped hard when they, like, scrolled the shit about Fox and all of a sudden it said WWE SmackDown. I was like, I had to do a little Insta story about it.
You did a wave by yourself? You and Vinnie Mac?
I was like, yeah! Me and Vinnie Mac were just like, yay!
Yeah.
Anyway, so we go downstairs to say hey to my friend Tony, who works security, and I'm talking to Tony, and I look to my right. Seth and Becky right there. I was like, holy shit. They're actually legit with the people. Good on them. They're not in some bougie skybox. But I will say, there's this one point where they had like the flex cam where they show people in the crowd and they play Bad to the Bone and people flex on the Jumbotron.
Yeah.
And they cut to Seth and Becky and they were just so engrossed in a conversation together they didn't even flex. I was like, well, that's cool.
Oh, yeah, that's all right. You know, I mean, I would rather have a conversation than to even look at any footage of that game, which I do not want to talk about. Oh my God, man. Any team but the Packers. But you know what? That's all right. Who cares, you know?
Well, anyway.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be a creep and neither did Vince. So like we didn't stop and talk to them or anything because we're like, fuck it. They're on their own time. Let them do their thing. It's cool that Seth is such a diehard Bears fan and Becky, his fiance, is supporting him. But can I just remind people, don't be creeps to wrestlers. They're humans, first and foremost. So, like, Paige got a P.O. box. Don't be a fucking creep. Like, if you're going to send her stuff, have it be nice stuff. Tell her you appreciate her and respect her career and what she's done for women's wrestling and wrestling in general. Like, this poor woman.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Dude, she put the address out publicly, and I was like, girl.
I don't think that's a good idea.
I hope she has somebody else get her mail for her. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, someone needs to like cipher through the bullshit because I'm pretty sure it's going to be a lot. And you know what? At this point, you know, like I said, I think wrestlers are humans and things like that. I just have a beef with Paige right now, just a little bit, just because of things that her boyfriend does.
Yeah.
And she doesn't really speak up on it. You know, she's just like, oh, well, you know, he's good to me. It's kind of like, no, he's kind of a, yeah, but that's another podcast. I don't want to get into that. Okay. All right. Yeah, shit. We are running kind of super late because, you know, we've been fucking just talking wrestling and kicking the shit. So let's just skip through, well, we actually went through a lot. Ronda Rousey is a fucking in the legend section now. No one gives a shit. She wasn't coming. I didn't think she would ever come back to WWE anyway.
She's in the alumni section now. Yes.
Yeah. So, you know, congrats to her. Go and, you know, just
Scarlett
film
Bordeaux,
movies.
However, though, might be trying out.
She
got a
WWE
tryout. Also, El Hijo del Fantasma recently showed up at the Performance Center. Yes. So he's a free agent. So he's working out at the Performance Center. That's pretty cool. The other things that are, I feel like, kind of major, you know, just nothing really, really, really else major other than that finally Corey Graves will be with one brand. We don't know which one.
Good for him.
Renee may be stepping down from
good for her
commentating.
Good for
just
her.
To run the studio show that's supposedly going to be on Fox 1. We'll find out more in the next coming weeks. And really, tomorrow I have to work at Nisei for college sports ball.
College sports ball.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch The Undertaker is apparently going to be on ESPN Game Day.
Oh my God,
what
that
the
washed
actual
up.
fuck?
That washed up motherfucker. You know,
you gonna watch though?
I'll watch.
Yeah.
I'll watch Taker.
I'm gonna watch unless he comes out American Badass. Then I'm turning that shit smooth off.
Joe, he needs to come out in full gimmick. I'm talking.
He probably can, but he probably can and he probably will. But he's like, for him to be full gimmick, he's probably gonna be like American Badass Undertaker, and I'm be like, nah, I'm good.
Hey, that's the one. Hey, this would be the perfect time for American Badass Taker to come back.
You can keep MAGA Taker, bro.
I'm telling you. The perfect time.
Kid Rock, please.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, fuck him. So I guess that will wrap up. What's this? Episode 63.
Actually, 63.
All right. Well, shit. 63 is in the books, and we promised not to be gone for a month, but it was well needed. We all had things to do and shit to take care of, and it was just, it's good to re-energize and get back into this, but now, and it's all YouTube's fault, really. But I was
gonna say, and mainly YouTube.
Yeah, I was gonna take the classy way out and just tell people to pay their bills, but I guess we are gonna blame it on YouTube. It's definitely YouTube.
Yeah, it was definitely YouTube, and I wasted. And also, if I want to calculate. Yeah, you were there like 5 times in fucking August or something like that. But it's all
Monday.
Good.
Calm down, yo.
Oh Lord, oh brother.
Look, I'm going to Disneyland. It's my friend's dad's birthday, and
shout out to
I haven't seen Lotar in a while, and so like, who better to be his tour guide at Disneyland than old Valfonce? So
that's crazy. You know what? I'm gonna have to go down to Disneyland. Once I get situated in California. It's right. It's a couple hours away or whatever. So I gotta go down there and see Goofy in person.
And I, as a Floridian, will keep avoiding that death trap.
And me, as an overly, childless millennial, I'm not even a millennial. I got no children, and I'm not a millennial, but I will be there all the time because there's Food and Wine Festival, and hell, yeah, there's tons of plant-based options and alcohol. So let's do this, y'all.
It's crazy when you look at Val's IG when she's in Disney. It's like watching a fucking movie. The shit's like 2 hours long. I gotta go get a drink.
Man.
I gotta go get a drink and something to eat.
I saw it. I'm like, bro. I was like trying to sneak up on and like try to like hate watch her being at the Star Wars stuff, but I was like, God damn it.
I was like, fine.
Everyone's going here, but me, and it's right there.
Well, I'm going back to Disney World at the end of September, so.
Well, All right,
whatever,
well.
I gotta go.
All right, yeah, you do your thing. I'm about to go and probably play NBA 2K20 because I put $120 into VC into this game already. So
God damn.
Hey, it's an evil world we live in. But I hope both of you guys have a great night. I'm going to daydream or night dream about weed, and that is it.